Stay tuned to learn why it's so important to invest properly in your cases. Investing in your cases is difficult to do, but so important. To help us understand why it's so important, I've invited very experienced plaintiff lawyer Sean Claggett from Las Vegas, Nevada, to share his story and how investing in his cases has made a difference for himself and also for his clients. Sean, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you bet. You've built an impressive firm out there. We've been friends for a long time. You started small, and now you're just killing it, helping all kinds of people, teaching people and everything. And we both agree, I think, the importance of investing in cases. What have you learned about that over the years?
Well, look, as a young lawyer, when we were struggling and didn't have a lot of capital, and before we met, it was nearly impossible to properly invest in a case and get the right experts, get the right exhibits, and do focus groups, because it just wasn't feasible with the cash flow issues that we had. And as one may ask, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, getting your financing in place comes before you can start investing for most lawyers. And once we made our partnership with Advocate Capital, we were able to pay experts. And I distinctly remember we got that line of credit with you guys. And I was able to fight a big multinational corporation to the point that we went right to the day before trial, and ultimately they collapsed and settled for a significant, nearly 8-figure settlement. And it changed the trajectory of my firm forever. And I could not have got there without Advocate Capital.
Well, thank you. There are some lawyers watching this, though, that think, well, I just want to get them in, settle them quickly, and move on. It's better. It's a better business model. What do you think of that?
I think that is disgusting. I think that any attorney that does that should be ashamed of themselves, because you have a client, and your client deserves the absolute best representation possible. And as I call it, churning and burning is not that. Yeah. And the firms that do that, I'll give you an example. As you know, Mike, 80% of my business is referred by lawyers. And I had a firm that does a lot of advertising here in Las Vegas refer me a case once. And when they referred it to me, they were begging the insurance company for $500,000. Client was catastrophically injured. And I mean, this guy was never going to have a normal life again. Just wasn't going to happen. And they wanted $500,000, not because it was right for the client, but because they wanted to make a quick $200,000. And they referred the case to me. I worked that case for 9 months. And at the end, I got the client $4.6 million. And so when these attorneys act like they want to take the easy way out and take the quick settlement, well, how many cases would they have to do to get $4.6 million? My thought is, why not just work the cases up like you're going to go to trial and get full value, and then you don't need as many. And if you don't need as many, you can actually do better work for the ones you have. And so that's the issue. And, I think I'm very adamant about giving the client the best effort. I made a commitment a decade ago that I would never settle a case if it wasn't for the right number. I'd try it. And in the last 10 years, we've never settled a case for a number that we didn't think was right. And I'm proud of that. And that reputation, I think defines our firm. Anybody knows that if we get involved, we're ready to go to trial. Yep. And so they better offer top dollar, or they're going to have to face a jury verdict that inevitably will be more than probably what they could settle the case for.
I think you're right. It's a reputation with the defense and in the community, because the reputation gets built one way or the other. They either know they can roll you over quickly, or they're going to have to go to battle, and you'll get even better settlements just because they know you will take them.
That's right. And I mean, I have friends that are doing trials. They're not getting huge results, but you know what? Their settlement values are higher because they're at least willing to try the cases. It takes a lot of courage to get up there and say, you know what? Here's my chips. I'm all in. Yeah, and you go get the trial. And I applaud any attorney that does that.
And so much of lawyer advertising I see focuses on, I'm a great lawyer, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to get you a number, quick settlement, things like that. But most consumers don't realize they should be asking about the finances of the law firm. Like, how are you going to advance the cost of my case?
That's right. And, the reality is, the sad reality is, most firms out there just aren't in a financial position to take on, properly fund a case. I mean, the case I just tried, Mike, it was a month-long trial in October. We funded over $500,000 out of pocket on that case. I mean, obviously through Advocate Capital, but that was a $500,000 case, and the client deserved it. This family lost, their mother's and wife suffered a brain injury, and she deserved to have a firm that was willing to put whatever it took to win into the case. And that's exactly what we do.
Yeah, one of the unfortunate realities is that small law firms around the country, there are a couple conversations that happen all the time that behind closed doors. One is, here's a big case over here, needs more money, settle these more quickly to get the cash flow for this case, right? So you have cases competing with each other. Or just payrolls next week, we got to get some dollars in the door, and that should never happen.
It shouldn't, but we all know it does. And, unfortunately, those clients, they don't get a redo.
No.
Nobody gets a redo. And I think attorneys need to understand that. And it certainly makes a heck of a lot more sense to go out and find a great partner like Advocate Capital to work with, and then have the ability to fund a case. And if you can't find that partner, then be smart enough. And, the old saying, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Well, that being a hog when you don't have the money to fund a big case. And I've seen it. I've seen cases where I'm like, why didn't you guys get this expert, and this expert? Well, we didn't have the money. Like, we gotta tell that to the jury when you're getting sued for malpractice. I mean,
exactly.
What are you doing?
Exactly. Well, Sean, congratulations again. Thank you for the important work you do in your community, not just for your clients, but for other lawyers. And I know you do a lot of work with various charities in and around Nevada. And thank you for giving back so much. And also, thank you for your time today.
All right. Thanks for having me. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.